Well, what's going on, everybody? It's Kristen, y'all for Yanez. Happy sunshine and love naturally, y'all. So today I am going to be talking about a kind of a clearing and detaching technique that I learned from an amazing spiritual guide and mentor that's here local in Kansas City. Um, Hold on one second. And her name is Arya Norman, and she taught me this, and it it kind of makes more sense than your like regular like cord cutting, like spiritual cord cutting ritual, if you will, and it's called cord removal, and so cord cutting essentially is when you kind of imagine yourself kind of still, physically attached, by energetic cord to something, someone, a thing, a vice. And you kind of imagine that there's a cord attached. You kind of feel, within your body where you may feel that attachment. You may have issues, when it comes to matters of the heart. You might have issues when it comes to like your womb or your solar, like any of your chakras. You may have like this energetic, pressure in your legs, and you go to do like a cord cutting, and you feel the energy in your leg, and it's attached to something, someone, a place, or whatever, and you just imagine yourself cutting that cord. You may say some affirmations. You may do this in a clearing bath. You may set up like a whole routine to do this, and kind of do this in like, in this imaginative spiritual space. Well, she kind of taught me to go even further. And I will also add, some other, key things that has helped me as well in regards to cord removal. Now, cord removal, it is similar, but you're going to imagine that there's a cord, just as I'm holding, there's a cord between you, someone, a thing, like a vice, or even a place, that you no longer frequent, but it's still in your energy, what have you. You're going to imagine that at the end of that, wherever that thing is, attached, you're gonna imagine that it's attached like a follicle in your hair, and you're going to imagine that you're pulling that follicle out. And once the follicle is removed, there's like a gaping hole, so there may be some things that may come up, within your emotions during this time. And make sure that when you're doing this, it's like sacred, your energy is calm, is grounded. But you can make a whole ritual of it, light some candles, do whatever it is that you do, that you're guided to do. And so once that follicle, that energetic spiritual follicle, and you're imagining this, is removed, there's a gaping hole, and like in that hole, just imagine, just whatever comes up, if it's like a relationship, or just whatever comes up. Imagine things that may have hurt you, or things that may have, held you back or weighed you down. Imagine those things that are coming up within you, just kind of falling out, like literally, if it's fear. Imagine the word fear just falling out. However it comes up, it's going to look different for everybody. And then once those emotions are out, and they're, they seeped out of that hole that's left, imagine you have some sort of putty, and make it pretty. Imagine this putty, is like this healing aura, this healing aura light, golden, that high vibrational purple, white light, that violet ultra, white light, and cover and like um kind of say some healing affirmations and fill in that gaping hole with that, healing, putty. And then even take it a step further. Now that you are patched up and everything, and you're imagine yourself whole again and healed again, go ahead and kind of imagine the same thing, you pulling out the follicle from someone else, and kind of removing and detaching, that energetic cord altogether. And then that's for me, that's when you want to like take it a step further and kind of cut that cord. Cut it, chop it up into pieces. Imagine yourself throwing the cord into a pit of fire, or it being washed away in a river, in a stream of water, and just really, really like detach yourself. You may, just like a cord cutting, you may want to do this several times, but I do see that cord removal is more effective, because for me, cord cutting, I'm not gonna lie, when I was doing cord cutting, that energetic, connection would hit back, immediately. And I'm like, dang, know what, I would like kind of have to do it, more than once. But with the cord removal, I find myself feeling lighter. Like there's, when you're cord cutting, that cord, is still there. Like it's still there. You may have cut it, you may have cut it, but that person, that place, and that thing still has a piece of your energy. You still have a piece of the energy of someone else. And so when Miss Aria told me that, it made so much sense to, my journey, what I was going through, and what I needed to do to kind of cover and protect myself. And so with cord removal, you literally may feel, the urge to detach immediately from like a vice. You may feel the urge to detach immediately from a person, and that person may just literally, end up leaving out of your life or exiting out of your life. You may be like repelled. You may um, be repelled from certain places. Like you don't even want to go to these places, anymore. And you don't even want to be seen at these places anymore. You don't want to even do these things anymore. And you'll just, kind of feel lighter, because you, once again, when a follicle is removed, like when you pluck, like a, not a gray hair necessarily, because I keep my grays, but like, a chin hair, so to speak, you see that follicle in a chin hair, or when you pluck in your eyebrows, you see that follicle. And so once it's removed, it's gone. Um, and yes, removed is gone. And so there's nothing hanging there, for you to kind of worry about. So you feel a lot lighter. Um, okay, I just did air. Now let's move on to earth. I need some water. All right, we're gonna just tap into earth real quick. Let me just shuffle through this energy from the past two reads. I did fire and air. So Capricorns, Virgo, Taurus, earth signs. You are next. All right. What are the earth signs? What energy needs to be removed? needs to be removed? What needs to be removed and then cut? What needs to be removed and then cut? Oh, that's 2 cards. I just want one. What energy needs to be removed then cut for our earth signs? Our earth signs. Sun sign, moon, rising, north node, and crayon placements. Hmm. Hmm. Huh. Nine of Wands. So technically, the Nine of Wands is, you know, that wounded warrior. But it's not that general. I'm not getting it in like the general sense of the Nine of Wands. I'm hearing like stand in position, play your position. Because we also have the Two of Wands here. The Two of Wands is here. And then 9 and 2, that's 11. And in regards, it goes back to the Two of Wands. Get information, wounded, like the wounded warrior, warrior energy with the Nine of Wands. Play your position. Maybe this what needs to be removed is maybe holding on to the past, letting go of something in the past. Because if the warrior is wounded, right, that means the warrior went has already gone through a battle, you know. And look at how she's holding on to that 9th wand, you know, holding on to that 9th wand. And it's like, let it go, you know, let it go. Let it go. You need to cut, you need to remove the cord on, you know, old situations. Maybe it could literally be 9 different situations, a mixture of people, a mixture of things, a mixture of, you know, thought forms, standing on something, defending something. Help from above. Unleash your creativity. Standing on something. Say what you mean. Say what you mean. Letting go of something like earth signs. What cords need to be removed? Earth signs. Inner child. Oh, and I saw self-discovery. I saw self-discovery. That's giving me the two of wands energy. You're embarking on something, so there's energies that can't go with you. Having faith. Having faith. So as you let go of these wands, have faith that you're transitioning into a new timeline for yourself. You're receiving help from above. Home could be significant. A new home. Let's see. Earth signs. Cord removal, cord cutting, cord removal, cord cutting. Cord removal, cord cutting. Goodness. Phobias, fears, leaving. Yeah, leaving. You're leaving something behind. There's a need to leave. There's a need to cut, remove a cord, remove cords in regards to like things from the past. Stop holding on to certain things of the past here. And then we got phobias, a certain fear. There's a fear that you're holding on to, maybe a fear of things not working out, maybe these things that you're holding on to, they're so familiar to you, whether it's people, places or things, they're so familiar to you, and you have a fear of leaving it behind, and starting over. This Two of Wands here, these are the learning lessons. After letting go, after letting go of all of these wands here, you're left with learning lessons here. A new outlook, a whole new world. Look, a new outlook. You're moving forward. You're moving forward. Maybe you're traveling. But you're moving forward. You're moving forward. Let go, and move forward. Peace, Earth signs.